Right, so if you're just starting out with Java, it's a little bit scary at first, it's a little bit confusing. I'm going to assume that at this point you've done a little bit of Java programming, and that you've had a go at working with strings, and had a go with basic arithmetic, and had a go at working with if statements. If you haven't done any of those, then go do those first. And as long as you've done those three things, working with strings, working with arithmetic, adding up, taking away, and you've done a bit of working with if statements, then you can have a go at using this website, CodingBat. And CodingBat's really good for giving you little small practice problems to solve. And part of it is about practicing your Java syntax, but a much bigger and frankly trickier part, especially early on, is trying to understand the problem solving aspect of programming. Because programming isn't really just coding. Coding is the act of typing code out. But the problem solving is the real skill involved with CodingBat and with Java and with any other programming language you might study. So if you go to this website, codingbat.com, make sure you're on the Java section if you're learning Java. And we're going to start with Warmup1, which in theory is the easier problems. But again, if you're new to this kind of skill, it won't necessarily feel easy straight away. And if I click on Warmup1, you'll be able to see once it loads. It's running a bit laggy today, my computer, for some reason. But we'll let that load. You'll see I've already had a go at a couple of these because I'm making the videos in a strange order. So we'll start with sleepIn, and we'll have a look at what's going on and how it works. So again, I'll just click on that there. So what you get each time is you get a problem described in English, in plain English, and then you get some example data to see how it works. So we have two variables or parameters. We're going to use those words a bit interchangeably at the minute. They do have slightly different meanings, but for now, we'll just assume they mean the same thing. So we have a parameter or a variable called weekday, and it's true if it's a weekday, so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And we have a parameter called vacation, which is true if we're on vacation or on holiday. We can sleep in if it's not a weekday, so if it's a weekend, we can sleep in. Or if we're on vacation, if we're on holiday. So if it's a Monday, we're on holiday, we can sleep in. If it's a weekend, we can sleep in whether we're on holiday or not. And we need to return true if we can sleep in, or false if we can't. And there's a couple of examples here, so false and false. And they go in this order, weekday and vacation. So if weekday is false, so it's a Saturday or a Sunday. Vacation is false, so we're not on holiday, but it's a weekend, so we don't have to go to work, we can have a sleep in. So how are we going to have a go at solving this? We're going to use if statements. So if, open bracket, weekday equals true. What does that mean? If it's a weekday, that means that we have to get up, so we can't sleep in unless it's a vacation. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do. There's more than one way to solve this. There always is. But I'm going to do this. If weekday is true, I need to get rid of that bracket. So if weekday is true and vacation equals true, what does that mean? It's a Monday or a Tuesday or a Wednesday, but we're on holiday. Just fix that typo. But we're on holiday. If we're on holiday, we can have a sleep in, so we need to return true. True. There we go. And that's fine. That's okay, I think. Else if weekday equals true and vacation equals false, then that means it is a weekday, we're not on holiday, we can't have a lie-in, we've got to get up, so sleep in is false, so we're going to return false. Now if I try and test this at the minute, it's going to whinge at me, and I don't think it'll run. It might do, we'll see. No, it doesn't. It says missing return statement. The reason it says missing return statement is if it is a weekday and it is a vacation, it'll do that. That's fine. If it is a weekday and vacation is false, it'll do that. If it's not a weekday, it won't do anything, and we've got to return something. So there is a problem at the end. There's no return statement there. So what I'll do for now is I'm just going to return true, just to make the program run. And actually, by chance, genuinely wasn't deliberate. I seem to have fixed the problem. Why have I fixed the problem? Hang on, I realise why I fixed the problem. Because if it's a weekday and it's vacation, we can have a lie-in. If it's a weekday and it's not a vacation, we can't have a lie-in. Every other case, weekday is false. So if weekday is false and vacation is true, then it's a weekend, so we can have a sleep-in anyway. And if weekday is false and vacation is false, then it's a weekend and we can have a sleep-in anyway. So we would return true any other situation. So purely by chance, I've fixed the problem, and I'll take that. You know, if I fix the problem by accident, I've still fixed it. And the point here is that it's not about getting the right answer. Getting the right answer proves we've succeeded, and that's important. But it's not about just copying this code and going, there, I've done it. It's about working through the problem and figuring out what the issues are and finding a strategy to do the problem solving. The actual typing of the code is pretty easy. If I said just copy that up, apart from maybe missing the odd bracket or forgetting to do a double equals or something like that, you could all type that up. But the tricky bit is knowing what to type. And this isn't the only solution. This isn't the only way to solve the problem. In fact, the early ones all have a show solution button. I don't want you to rely on that because that kind of defeats the purpose. But this is their default solution. This is a solution that works perfectly well. I'm not going to explain it, but it does work. It's different to my solution. It's not better, it's not worse, it's just different. And that's the important bit, is if you can find a solution, then you've solved the problem, and it's about the problem solving. So see if you can find a different solution, yeah, or at the very least see if you can follow through the logic. The next task is monkey trouble. I will make another video for that one, and then I'm also going to make a couple of videos for missing chart and front back, but I'm not going to go through every single task. But see if you can solve the problems with a bit of help, with a bit of kind of it works, it doesn't work. There are some bits of the website here to give you some clues with some videos and some text about how to do various things that might help you. So feel free to make use of those as well. But watch, I've got, like I say, 3 more videos to come. Give those a watch and see how you get on.